Did anyone else think that all wrestlers sang their own entrance music when they were younger? I mean, who else was disappointed to find out that it wasn't Christian's voice screaming, "You just close your eyes"? A hard truth to find out. It turns out, though, that we weren't entirely incorrect, as plenty of wrestlers have contributed to their own themes over the years. Whether they sang or played some instruments too, these 10 grapplers all got to show off their musical chops. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are 10 wrestlers who performed their own entrance music. Join us. Number 10, Coco Beware. Hulkamania-era star Coco Beware is famous for a number of things. He famously lost to Yokozuna in the first match in Monday Night Raw history. He famously carried a macaw named Frankie down to the ring with him, and he famously made a lot of people strangely upset when he got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2009. Weirdos. Coco was also a pretty decent singer though, lending his smooth vocals to the title track on Piledriver, the wrestling album too. After the success of the first wrestling album in 1985, a second one was produced 2 years later, featuring even more quote-unquote performances from everyone's favourite wrestlers. Hillbilly Jim, Strikeforce, Slick, they are all here. Piledriver, which would eventually become Ware's entrance music, is a tormented ballad all about how love can feel like taking a wrestling move sometimes. It's even got its own music video featuring various superstars working on a construction site in one of the most lovingly homoerotic things I've ever seen. And trust me, that covers a lot of ground. Number 9, Enzo Amore. Enzo's chemistry with partner Big Cass combined with his red-hot mic skills made the duo one of the most over acts in NXT, despite the fact that they never won their tag team titles. And then they got called up to the main roster and didn't win any titles there either. Then things got messy, to say the least. Anyway, at points, Enzo and Cass were so over that you could barely hear their theme song over the top of the crowd cheering for them. If you listened very closely, you would have heard Enzo's own distinctive voice spitting the lyrics. Their song, "Soft Is a Sin," featured Amore rapping about how tough he is, how not tough you are, and so on and so forth. Whilst this entrance music was good, this unfortunately gave him the confidence to release his own rap track, Phoenix, which contains the phrase, "my consensual penis." Anyway, number 8, the Usos. Before they were feuding with their cousin Roman Reigns, or even teaming with him in the bloodline, the Usos were a pair of happy-go-lucky babyfaces who just loved to entertain the fans. They were also something else actually, but I can't quite remember what. Oh yeah, bland. That changed when they turned heel in 2016, adopting the tougher attitude and look that is still with them to this very day. They also got rid of their old entrance theme, "So Close Now," which featured lyrics from New Zealand rapper David Dallas. Their new song, Done With That, was also more hard-hitting and in your face. Dallas was gone too, replaced by Jimmy and Jay themselves singing about how they've been down since day one-ish. Whatever that means. The song doesn't actually have many lyrics. In fact, the Usos are mostly just speaking over the top of the beat, shouting things like, "Yeah," and "Okay." Whilst they're not going to win a Grammy anytime soon, the Usos' performance on this song helped contribute to their image change when they desperately needed one. Number 7, Naomi. It's not just Jimmy Uso with the musical talent, his wife is also a whiz behind the mic. Although she's currently wrestling for Impact under her real first name, Trinity Fatu is obviously best known for her 13-year stint in WWE as Naomi. In that time, she was part of Brodus Clay's Funkadactyls, won 2 SmackDown Women's Championships, and starred in multi-award-winning cinematic classic The Marine 5 Battleground. Clearly a career highlight. Similar to her husband, Naomi also started singing her own entrance theme when she swapped to the dark side. Following a heel turn in 2015, the star started entering to a song called Amazing, in which she sang about how she was, well, amazing. When she returned from injury in 2016, she debuted a more upbeat remix of the song to go with her new babyface character. This also included an elaborate new entrance, complete with a very impressive dance routine. Honestly, I'm out of breath just watching her. Outside of wrestling, Naomi released an actual song called Dance All Night back in 2014. Number 6, Jeff Hardy. Outside of wrestling, Jeff Hardy has a great many interests. He's an avid artist, a keen motocross rider, and also really enjoys mowing his grass, once claiming that if he wasn't a wrestler, he would own his own landscaping business. I mean, well, his brother has experience, doesn't he? Another of Jeff's passion is music. He formed his own band, Parox Y Gen, which is a really terrible name, that at one point also featured fellow wrestler Shannon Moore. They have released 3 albums to date, with Hardy acting as the lead singer. Their song Modest was used by Jeff as his first theme song in TNA. Over the years, the charismatic enigma came out to several more of his own songs for the promotion, as himself and under his various weird gimmicks. Yes, I'm looking at you, Willow. He never got to use any of his homemade entrance themes in WWE, only ever the Hardy Boys music or his solo theme No More Words. Were WWE worried about copyright? Or could they just not bring themselves to say the stupid name of his band? I have my theories. Number 5, Mickie James. On top of being a talented and innovative wrestler, as well as being the apparent discoverer of the Fountain of Youth, Mickie James is also a very gifted country singer. She's released 2 albums up to this point and a bevy of unattached singles, the most recent one coming in 2022. She also made an appearance on a song called Is Everybody Doing Okay by a guy called Cowboy Troy in 2014. If there isn't also a wrestler out there called Cowboy Troy, then I will eat my Stetson. Since she was making her own music anyway, James decided to use one of her songs for her entrance music in TNA. The track Hardcore Country, sorry that should be Hardcore Country, was taken from her first album and has soundtracked many of her Impact appearances as well as her various stints on the indies. Unlike Jeff Hardy, James managed to get her own music to appear on WWE programming. The song played when Mickie entered the 2022 Royal Rumble while still under contract with Impact, marking its one and only appearance in the promotion. Number 4, the Honky Tonk Man. The longest or second longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, depending on when this video goes out, the Honky Tonk Man was a staple of WWE's mid-card during the golden years of the 1980s. Whether he was on his own, with the Colonel Jimmy Hart, or forcing Greg Valentine to dye his hair and wear sequins, the Honkster could always be relied upon to entertain a crowd with his theatrical performances and cowardly demeanor. Because his whole gimmick was that of an Elvis impersonator, it's only natural that Honky performed his own entrance music in the style of the King. That's the King of Rock and Roll, by the way, not Jerry Lawler, who, weirdly enough, is Honky's cousin. Cool, Cocky and Bad is one of the silliest wrestling themes of all time, and it's up against some stiff competition. It even features the star calling out Elvis himself, saying that he couldn't carry a tune if it had a handle on it. I'm willing to bet Mr. Presley couldn't work a 15-minute match with 0 bumps and a guitar shot finish either. Number 3, Chris Jericho. In terms of modern wrestlers with musical side projects, perhaps nobody is as famous or prolific as Chris Jericho. Y2J has been a member of the band Fozzy since 1999 after he met guitarist Rich Ward at a wrestling show. They released their first album 1 year later and have been recording and touring ever since, with occasional breaks to allow for the man formerly known as Mongoose McQueen to make good on his wrestling commitments. Fozzy and their music have appeared on WWE programming a few times over the years. They were part of Jericho's 2005 feud with another musical wrestler who we will get to a bit later on, and their songs have been used as the themes for various WWE pay-per-views over the years. However, it was when the Ayatollah of rock and roller signed for AEW that things really got going. Jericho has used the Fozzy song Judas as his AEW entrance theme since day one. It famously gets quite the response from the crowd, who sing along with it even after it's stopped playing over the loudspeakers. That means AEW fans can enjoy such deep and meaningful lyrics as I am cold like December snow. Whoa. Number 2, Shawn Michaels. When Shawn Michaels walked out at WrestleMania 26 to face The Undertaker in a highly emotional career versus streak match, he did so to a song called Sexy Boy. We're all used to the song, I know, but it's still mental. So even though it's inherently ridiculous, Sexy Boy was Shawn's singles theme for pretty much his entire career. It was initially performed by his valet, Sensational Sherry, and a version sung by Vince McMahon himself also exists, but HBK would eventually take over on lead vocals. In his trademark gravelly tones, Michaels croons about how he thinks he's cute, how he makes people's knees go weak, and how he is definitely not your boy toy. That part's very important. Sexy Boy has soundtracked some of the greatest moments and matches in wrestling history. His battles with Bret Hart, Triple H, Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, every single one of them has featured this cheesy synthfest in one form or another. It is a testament to how bloody good the showstopper was inside the ropes that everybody just sort of got used to it over the years. And you know what? It's a testament to its timelessness that he can still get away with it while looking like a run-over dog. Number 1, John Cena. Record-breaking world champion, Hollywood megastar, Make-A-Wish granter extraordinaire, John Cena can call himself many things, including big shot rapper. Cena's love for hip-hop got him over in the first place, as his white boy rap gimmick helped lift him out of lower card obscurity. It was only a matter of time before Cena recorded his own entrance music, which appeared in the form of 2004's Basic Thugonomics. The song appeared on the album WWE Originals and led Cena down to the ring for a number of years. That was until he got an upgrade. The Time As Now has not only been Big Match John's entrance song since 2006, but it also served as the lead single from his album You Can't See Me. This is an album that somehow went to number 15 in the US charts. Check out the song Bad Bad Man, by the way. It slaps, as the youth say. Cena is one of those annoying people who seems to be good at just about everything he does. Whether it's wrestling, acting, or indeed music, the big guy knocks it out of the park every single time. He simply cannot turn the swell off.